In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land of Bethlehem in Judah. Naomi, her husband Elimelech, and their 2 sons moved to Moab to escape the famine. However, tragedy struck. Elimelech died, and later, Naomi's sons also passed away, leaving Naomi and her daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah, in deep sorrow. Hearing that the famine in Bethlehem had ended, Naomi decided to return home. She urged her daughters-in-law to stay in Moab and remarry, but they wept and insisted on going with her. Eventually, Orpah tearfully agreed to stay, but Ruth clung to Naomi, refusing to leave her side. Ruth's loyalty shone brightly as she declared, "Where you go, I will go, where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." With these words, Ruth cemented her commitment to Naomi, and the 2 women set off together for Bethlehem. When Naomi and Ruth arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred. The women exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" Naomi, feeling the weight of her sorrow, responded, "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." Ruth's presence brought a glimmer of hope to Naomi's bitter return. To provide for Naomi and herself, Ruth went to glean in the fields during the barley harvest. She found herself in the field of Boaz, a relative of Elimelech. Boaz noticed Ruth's hard work and asked about her, learning of her loyalty to Naomi. He showed kindness to Ruth, allowing her to glean among his harvesters and ensuring her safety. Ruth returned home with an abundance of grain and told Naomi about Boaz's kindness. Naomi, recognizing Boaz as a kinsman redeemer, saw a glimmer of hope for their future. She instructed Ruth to continue gleaning in Boaz's fields and to stay close to his servant girls for protection. Naomi devised a plan for Ruth to seek Boaz's protection as a kinsman redeemer. She instructed Ruth to wash, put on her best clothes, and go to the threshing floor where Boaz would be winnowing barley. Ruth was to wait until Boaz had finished eating and drinking, then uncover his feet and lie down, a customary act of seeking protection. Ruth did as Naomi instructed. In the night, she approached Boaz, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Startled, Boaz awoke and found Ruth at his feet. Ruth said, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a kinsman redeemer." Boaz, moved by her request, praised Ruth for her kindness and promised to do all that she asked. Thank you for visit my channel. I invited you to subscribe, share, and like my channel. Boaz assured Ruth that he would take care of the matter. He gave her 6 measures of barley to take back to Naomi as a sign of his good intentions. Ruth returned home, and Naomi reassured her, saying, "Wait, my daughter, until you find out what happens. For the man will not rest until the matter is settled today." Boaz went to the town gate and met with the elders and the other kinsman redeemer. The other redeemer relinquished his right, allowing Boaz to marry Ruth. Boaz declared his intentions before the elders, and they blessed his marriage to Ruth, praying for her to be like Rachel and Leah, who together built the house of Israel. Boaz took Ruth as his wife, and she gave birth to a son named Obed. Naomi's joy was restored as she cradled her grandson, seeing a future for her family. Obed later became the grandfather of King David, securing Ruth's place in the lineage of Israel's greatest king. The story of Ruth and Naomi is one of loyalty, love, and redemption. Ruth's unwavering devotion to Naomi and her faithfulness brought her from a foreign land to becoming an ancestor of King David and, ultimately, part of the lineage of Jesus Christ. Their story reminds us of the power of faith and the blessings that come from loving and supporting one another.